Greetings, washer fans. So this is going to be a follow-up video. This machine right here, this Whirlpool Cabrio WTW7000 that we got 14 months ago. And we've done an average of probably about 30 loads a month. So we're at over 400 loads over 14 months. And according to myself and the wife, no issues whatsoever. It hasn't even unbalanced once. So let's find out how much power and electricity this thing's going to use for a full 5 cubic foot load. And I'm also going to measure the water usage. So I've got this handy dandy little meter here, and I've set this thing up. I took a look at our electric bill, and we pay 10.7 cents per kilowatt hour. And this, I have to round it up to 11 cents. Let's see if I get it. You can see it. There you go. 11 cents per kilowatt hour for a cost. So now I'm going to go down and see what our water meter says. We're going to run this thing through a full cycle and come up with how much electric it uses and how much water it uses. Obviously, your results will vary accordingly. All right, here is my water meter, which is conveniently blocked by this other box right here. But there's the initial conditions of the water meter. We can find out exactly how many gallons it uses. Okay, we have the washer about as full as we want to get it. Got the good blue goo in there. Go ahead and put the lid down and let her rip. Now we'll go through the settings. So notice that we're not doing deep water. It's normal, but it is set to bulky, and the initial time says 1 hour and 8 minutes. All right, go ahead and start. And you can see the power meter has now started to register. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here for 1 hour and 8 minutes. The wife and I are actually going to go to lunch, and we'll come back and hopefully we'll see some nice results. Okay, we're back from lunch. We did some teriyaki bowls with rice. Got about 20 minutes left. And here's the energy guide for this WTW7000. And if you can see that, if you use an electric water heater, they estimate about $27 per year. Now that is just for the, I guess, electricity, not the cost of the water. And this is the energy estimate when used with a natural gas water heater. And again, that's not the cost of the water. There's a manual. And let's see what we have so far. All right, so in 40, 50 minutes, whatever it is, looks like we're at 129 thousandths of a kilowatt hour. And that calculates to, go through everything here. That's peak power usage, 421 watts. And see, we have our cost per kilowatt hour at, well, it's really 10.7, but the only way I can put it in here is 11 cents per kilowatt hour. And it's even running, I guess, for 1 hour and 21 minutes total. Let's see, where was that? There's a current. Where's the cost? Oh, there we go. I think I went right by it. So the cost so far in electricity, okay, not water, but electricity, is 1 penny so far. Now we got a little ways to go. This says 14 minutes remaining, and we've used 1 penny. Well, let's go back to kilowatt hour. Let's kind of flip through this pretty quick. This is a neat little device, by the way. I think it's only like $13. I know you can get a, I think it's called a kilowatt, and it's spelled kind of funny. But you can get one of these and you can plug appliances into it and you can see what this thing actually uses. And it's pretty accurate. Another question I wanted to answer was, a lot of people go, well, why didn't you get a front loader? Get a front loader. Because these machines are very deep and the front loaders are even deeper. So this washer and dryer is 28 inches deep. This thing is over 2 feet deep. And you have to have a little bit of space in the back in order to put, well, the tubes and whatever else. Either there's vents back there and whatnot. You got to have some space. You can't smash that in there. Well, you'll end up, if you do smash it, you'll end up breaking something over time. But bottom line, see, there's the installation. You got to have a little bit of space. And these are also pretty wide. And we do not have a giant laundry room. Our next house will get a giant laundry room. So this is almost 27 inches wide. It's like 26 and a half inches wide. And the dryer is fairly similar. So if you take a look at the door, see this right here? This extends beyond where I normally would like it. So our previous Maytag, I think it was an A900 series washer from 1990. Here, look. See what happens? This sticks way out. The Maytag one was in here. It was a lot less deep. So the problem is all the front loaders that I looked at that were like, say, 5 cubic feet were much deeper than what our laundry room could handle. So if you wondered why we didn't get a front loader, it's because of space. We just don't have it, not in here. So 12 minutes left. Let's go down and see what's going on with the water usage. Okay, here's the current water usage since the beginning. Washer's almost done, and I don't know what that calculates to. I'll have to figure that out and tell you at the end of the video when we wrap everything up. But there's the current water usage. Well, if you ever wanted to know how much power this thing uses when it's spinning and the motors are going crazy, that's it right there. It's about 3 amps and it's about 122 volts. So you can kind of calculate that. It's less than 400 watts. Well, it's actually less than, I think, 360 watts. So that's like maximum peak power usage, at least when spinning. Remember, that's what this thing does. So it definitely shakes a little bit. There it goes. Woo! Alrighty, it just finished. And we're at 172 thousandths of a kilowatt hour. And let's see, the laundry looks like that. So got all squished down. And what's so nice is this is only moderately wet. Even the towels. Yeah. So this won't take a whole lot of time to dry because this thing spins fast enough to squeeze the water out. Okay, so that's where we are. And that, I've already calculated that at my 10.7 cents per kilowatt hour. And it actually comes out to 1.8 cents. See, there's my voltage. Well, there's the high peak power. There's the cost per kilowatt hour. And total cost, this doesn't round up. So it's still a penny. It's actually 1.8. So you know what? Put it right here. To run this heavy load, towels, jeans, that's what you're looking at. 1.8 cents to run this thing for 1 hour and 35 minutes. And that's going to be pretty accurate. By the way, I've checked with the wife, and she says she does about 30 loads a month. So over 14 months, that's over 400 loads. And we haven't had any issues with this machine whatsoever. It hasn't even unbalanced or had a balance issue even one time. So far, this machine is just fine. And of course, we have a matching dryer, and it's been just fine too. Now let's go downstairs and see what the water usage is like. But just remember, 1.8 cents. So maybe I should do this. I should go and cover up a little bit there. 1.8 cents. To run a full load for an hour and a half. Alrighty, here's the end result. And if we take this and calculate it out, we're looking at about 82 gallons for that, large load, and that comes to $1.20 for water usage. I pay about $15 per 1,000 gallons, and that also includes sewer charge on that as well. And remember, the electricity was 1.8 cents. Now this is an oversized load, okay, so if you have a machine that's smaller, it's going to use less, obviously. But what's so interesting is that if I go and calculate it out on average, not using this large load as, this is the 30 load typical type of load for all the loads in the month. If I use a more reasonable typical load, I come up to about $27 in water usage per month and about 48 cents of electric usage per month. That's it. It's about 1.6 or so cents per average load, not a peak load. And it's a lot less than $1.20 for the water. Now, I'm not including the gas to go and heat the water. We have gas heat, gas heat and also gas water heater. So bottom line is I'm looking at, say, $27.50 a month, less than $28 a month to go and run this washing machine. And compared to my 1990 Agitator Maytag A900 series washing machine, this is saving us so much money, over $30 a month just in water savings, that this WTW7000 actually pays for itself in 18 months. In other words, I've got 4 more months, and that washing machine is essentially free compared to using my old one. So thanks for watching, and I really love being able to use this little guy and also look at my water meter, and I really hope this answers a lot of questions.